red, blue, purple light. Friends, red, blue, purple light. Friends, facts, red, blue, purple light. Friends, red and blue, purple light. Friends, facts, you can get to know the ledger, sacrilegious Sunday to melanin Monday. You can get to know the ledger, my love. Just open your third eye on Thursday. Lord, the food, the art, the clothes, the Vatican's getting exposed fast. We put the show on the road, you better stay on your toes. I was till the land focused on the ego. Then I opened my heart, let go of the ego. Grand after grand, we stacking up these C notes. Facts, facts, yeah, we gon' put this shit on our backs. Facts, facts, we in your city, pull up where we at. Facts, facts, peace, love and light. Peace, love to the family. Peace, love and light. To the family. Peace, love and light. To the family.
These days and time, black man, is going to be the time that you have been waiting for. You came here for a reason. Whatever pressure, whatever adversity, whatever the fuck you feel, I don't know what you feel, but whatever you may be feeling is going to push you, and it's going to provoke you, and it's either going to make you or break you, similar to how pressure busts pipes or the shit makes diamonds.
Indeed, yes, indeed. Peace to the universe. Peace to you and yours. Peace to you and yours. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Third Eye Thursday. You are now rocking with the best. Yes, this is your host for the evening, Brother Red Pillar. And we in the building, all right? We are in the building. Shout out to everybody in the building. Salute to everybody in the building. Let me know how we sounding on the audio. Let me know how we sounding on the audio. We want to make sure that we good on the audio. That song that y'all just heard in the intro, that right there is the Facts remix by the 44 Pillars. You heard that right. The Facts remix by the 44 Pillars. If you are looking for that song, you can find that song on Buy Me a Coffee /Know the Ledger 444. That's where we have it available for you to claim it, and that's where you could stream it. We don't have it on streaming platforms because we don't want to share it with the streaming right now. You know what I mean? We want to hold on to that. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's do the roll call. Shout out to everybody in the building. I see y'all are here. That's what's up. We're gonna get this thing going. We got a powerful show, a beautiful show, a wonderful show. I was doing my research and putting together once again another mini movie and whatnot, so we could we could have a discussion, you feel me, a discussion tonight. So I put together, it's a lot of stuff going on in the news right now, so we're gonna touch on all of these topics, you dig? So let's go ahead and do the roll call. We have Colorado Springs, Toronto, we got Commerce in the building, VA in the building, Philly in the building, Colorado, San Francisco, Jersey in the building, you dig? We got Texas in the building, Harlem in the building, Pennsylvania, Buffalo in the building, Palm Beach in the building, Gibson in the building, Beemore in the building, Hartford in the building, New Orleans in the building. New Orleans. Whoever's going to be in town for the Super Bowl, I got good news. But I'm going to hold on to that news for a little while. But I'll just say this. You know what I'm talking about? Kendrick ain't gonna be the only one lit in New Orleans that weekend. I'll just leave it at that. Kendrick Lamar ain't gonna be the only one lit in New Orleans for the weekend of the Super Bowl. Shall I continue? Be more in the building. Massachusetts in the building. KCMO in the building. AZ, Arizona in the building. We got Conyers in the building. Norfolk in the building. Spartansburg. Chicago in the building. North Tulsa. Rome, Georgia. Hartford, Connecticut, baby. You dig? Cambridge, Massachusetts up in this thing. We got Texas up in this thing. You dig? Orlando up in this thing. What we talking about? What they talking about, huh? What they talking about? Pontiac, Michigan. I'm talking about West Side Vegas, Pinecrest, Florida. You feel me? Denver, Colorado, Cleveland, Bronx in the bit. I just want to say this too. Your network is your net worth. And I publicly want to say to all of my KTLians, I see you. You know what I'm talking about? I always say that your network is your net worth. And it's about quality of membership over quantity. And I know that I have so much quality amongst us right now. And I just want to say thank you. You feel me? Y'all have made this what could have been a rocky, horrible, scary year. You feel me? Y'all have managed to make this thing a wonderful experience as we have traversed through this timeline together. You know what I mean? You have added so much value to me as a person. I've grown, I've matured. I've watched shows from 3 years ago and 2 years ago when I was literally yelling in the microphone. You know what I'm saying? And I can see the progress. I see the progress in y'all and whatnot. I'm getting contacted by people on email and my DM. These are quality of membership. People are stepping up. Quality people are stepping up and coming out of the shadows and whatnot. We just did a town hall meeting on Wednesday and whatnot. And the brothers that showed up and the sisters that showed up to that, powerful. You feel me? Resourceful, talented. You know what I mean? Enthusiastic about a lot of things. So it's like they say closed mouths don't get fed, and you're not supposed to sit on your hands and whatnot. So I'm inspired to really turn the heat up going into 2025 because y'all might not realize it or not, but I took off the year 2024. That 2024 was my off year. You feel me? I had work to do. I had to do things. So that was a time when we were off of the grid and whatnot. And we turning up this year. We opening up establishments. You feel me? We're building bridges and whatnot, and we're serving the community. That's the good part about everything. I'm not just serving myself and whatnot. You know, I'm self motivated. You feel me? I am self motivated. I believe in self preservation over all things and whatnot. You know, I got to think about me first. You know what I'm saying? In all situations, every time I get on a plane, they tell me that. But the way that I'm designed, my human design, and the way that I'm put together, I'm here to service others and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about? Henceforth, the name Rich Phil, because I'm a manager. You feel me? I'm a manager. I'm a coach. By day, I'm a coach. You feel me? Like I coach people to their greatness. I help people coach. I could coach players and whatnot. I could see the greatness in certain individuals. I'm able to give them that type of coaching. Maybe not that Coach K or maybe not that Coach Dion and whatnot, but I'm a coach in my own rights. Everybody has their peculiar or their special way of coaching. I'm able to tell. I'm able to see the motherfucking W, and I'm able to get the win and whatnot. And I'm able to show. I'm able to coach the team players so people know how to play their role. And I just have to say that I felt compelled to say that because we all are maturing. You feel me? We're all maturing, bro. Don't allow nobody or don't allow no incidents or don't even allow a shortcoming or a setback to try to define who you are in your journey and whatnot. Because I promise you, there's only two ways in this thing. Either you're going forward or you're going backwards and whatnot. And you don't need me to tell you which way you're headed and whatnot. You don't need me to tell you which way that you're headed. You just have to take a seat sometimes, be honest with yourself, and be able to gauge your trajectory and whatnot. And even if you backslided and going backwards, that's not the end of the goddamn road. You could just turn your car back around. And you might have to go through a lot of mud. You might have to fix a flat. You might have a hard time making a U-turn because it's wild crowded now. And you just have to wait. But if that's where you want to head, if that's your journey, then switch gears and go in that direction before it gets too late. Because there is such a thing as too late. You know what I'm talking about? So moving into 2025, I've been doing a lot of research for this year in review, right? And I implore you, anybody who thinks that they've got this year covered and whatnot, and 2024, it's whatever, I'm just trying to get into 2025. No, I implore you to reflect on this year. When I'm doing this research, I'm deep diving. I'm doing a little bit of deep diving. Check this poster out. Let me know how y'all like this right here. I put this on the what they call that, the gram and whatnot, and I got some good feedback, right? Because to be honest with you, I don't want to forget nothing. That happened this year. So much has happened. I don't want to overlook, you feel me, the occurrences of this year. So I'm doing something called crowdsourcing, right? And I'm putting it out there where I'm allowing brothers and sisters in my network to be a part of the conversation. You know what I mean? I'm engaging them on social media so people could become a part of the conversation. And I'm putting it out there like, yo, who had a W year? Like, we talking about some of these celebrities and whatnot, the people that were in front of the quote unquote, what they call the zeitgeist. I don't know if people understand what the cultural zeitgeist means or what zeitgeist means. I'll go ahead and look up the meaning of zeitgeist so we can have a better understanding, right? The meaning of zeitgeist, right? But the cultural zeitgeist is what we're going to be covering in this year in review. Like, I know you might have had a lit year, and I know that maybe somebody that you follow had a lit year, and that's cool and whatnot. But we're more so going to be speaking about people who affected the cultural zeitgeist, right? Not to leave anybody out of the conversation, but that's what we'll be covering in this 2024 review. But as I'm going down the rabbit hole, I'm really seeing how a lot of things are related, and I'm really seeing how a lot of things have taken place and it could be glossed over, So the best way to move forward is to analyze what has just taken place. And a lot has taken place. You feel me? A lot has taken place in 2024. And it went very fast. Yes, that live with Spin City was fire. If y'all didn't watch that, I have a new show on Tuesdays. We rolled out Techno Tuesdays. You're going to be seeing more of that on this channel, Techno Tuesdays. And me and a good brother, Spin City, we did a demonstration on Techno Tuesdays. If you did not see that, I implore you to go ahead and check that out later on and whatnot. I promise you, it was worth it. It was a lot of game that was dropped. I'm going to be more responsible for this AI, artificial intelligence, and how to empower people. You feel me? And how to empower people moving forward by utilizing the tools that's available, right? So yeah, that's what we're going to be getting into. So yeah, I'm doing the research. The first episode of this series is going to be on December the 16th. December the 30th is when we do the lecture. Me and Rosbin has his one that he's doing, and I have the one that I'm doing. I'm doing my year in review, my annual year in review. I do it annually like Uncle Murder does his annually, right? I've been doing this annually. I would say for about, 2024. I started this about 19 or 18. I gotta go back and look. But I've been doing this year in review thing. But this year is one for the record books. I shit you not. This year is one for the record books. Yeah, I got people on the cover that I see had a bad year, you know what I mean? People that took some big L's, you feel me? And I'm gonna be able to explain it. So I don't want nobody to get in their feelings. I'm a reporter, I'm a journalist, and I'm gonna tell it how it is. I gotta tell the news how it is. You feel me? Regardless of how anybody feels about it. You know what I mean? If you took a L and you made your loss even worse by doing some real other shit, then we're gonna talk about it. You feel me? We're gonna have that conversation. You know, this is I adhere to what the ancestors are showing me, and they've been showing me some things in the past few days and whatnot that I'm paying full attention to. And every other year in this community, we get somebody who gets quote unquote, they fall on their sword and whatnot, and they take an L. You feel me? And that might not be the only, that might not, but they take the L. They take the L. You feel me? Like, we're gonna have a conversation about the dark tetrad tonight. We're gonna talk about the dark triad. We're just gonna talk about some of the things that are the common threads of this calendar year. We are in the villain era. I said this before. And I'm gonna keep saying it, and I'm gonna keep showing researchable proof, so you don't have to take my word for it. So you don't have to feel like you have to it's not speculation. It's just a way, it's just a sign of the times. You know what I mean? They put Donald Trump on the cover as the man of the year. Like, if that doesn't show you that we're in our villain arc, then I don't know what to say. Once again, this is the disclaimer. I don't say that to encourage anybody to be villainous. I don't say that to try to give villains any type of appraisal or approval. I don't say that to try to make villainry a cute type of thing, because it really isn't. 'Cause if somebody's being a villain to you and yours, it's not a good thing. All I'm doing is I'm forecasting, and I'm giving a honest viewpoint from what I see from my vantage point. I'm able to see certain things maybe differently. I maybe have a different vantage point than everybody else around me. Who knows? But I definitely see that. Yeah, so let's get into this conversation, because I really don't want to be running my mouth all night. You know what I'm talking about? We got better things to do. Yeah, so the first episode of this wind down, we're gonna build it up into the 30th. I'm gonna be giving you different video essays and whatnot. And the first one that's going to be dropping is on December 19th, episode number 1, called W Chat. And in that episode, we'll be talking about the winners, the biggest winners from 2024, from my personal standpoint, how I see it. You know what I mean? This is how I see it. I'm a journalist. I have journalistic what do they call that? I have journalistic privileges. I could speak, I could do an editorial on what I've seen and what I've researched and all of it, because I did a lecture every month this year. So there's a lot of information to draw from. And yeah, it's gonna be worth it. You know what I'm talking about? It's gonna be worth it. But let's get into the news, because there's no better time than the now. And when we speak about December of 2024, keep in mind the conversation was, it's not how you start the race, it's how you finish it, right? This is what we've been saying for the later parts of the year and whatnot. And we have kind of like, we've used an analogy that the Jason months are similar to what you would be doing if you watched a Netflix series and then went through the whole Jason month. Like, imagine watching Game of Thrones and whatnot. So the whole time that you watching every Sunday, it goes through the length of the Jason months. or you're watching the Penguin series and whatnot, and it's going through the length of however many weeks it's out, 8 weeks, 9 weeks, the BMF series, the Power series. So that covers and eclipses a certain amount of time in certain months and whatnot. So the Jason months is a real life series, right? Through the months of July up to November. December would be the epilogue or the epilogue of said series. You know, when there's a season finale and then the last 10 minutes of the season finale is when they tie in the whole season and everything gets tied in anticipation for the next season, which they build up to be even more crazier than the previous season. The best example that I could use for this is the TV series The Boys on Amazon Prime. And they built up the whole season 4 to get you ready for the final season, which is season 5, which might be coming in 2026, right? But the whole season buildup of season 4 was to get you ready for season 5. And that is exactly what 2024 is. 2024 is the buildup for 2025. 2025 is the buildup or the kickoff to 2030. Okay. So this thing is going out with a big bang and whatnot. This thing is being 2025 is going to be a powder keg. It is going to be an explosive year. It is the 9 year. That's what our good brother Ross Ben is going to be coming through. He's going to be speaking about the 9. He's going to be breaking down the 9 when he has his segment of the end of the year and whatnot. He's going to be giving us a forecast for 2025. He's going to be giving us a calendar for 2025, the same way that he's been doing that every other year for many years with us. So Donald Trump, this is how they wrapping up the series of this season and whatnot of, I would call it the villain era. You know what I mean? That would be the name of this series, the villain era, right? So he's closing out the year as the person of the year on a Time magazine. So what does that mean, Red Pill? You know, we don't be reading the Time. We, you know, we conscious, we woke and whatnot, or we Africans. Okay, no problem. You know, once again, the information is not being given to impose upon you, right? I'm just showing you we're in Western society, right? We're in the quote unquote in the belly of the beast. And I'm showing you how these beasts communicate and the quote unquote brands that they use, the symbols that they use. So the Time magazine, that means a lot on a global scale. Okay. The person of the year on a Time magazine, symbolically speaking, right? Regardless if we feel like that, because he's not my Time, he's not my person of the year. But that's this is them telling you. And once again, it just goes to show you the fallacies of the media who attempt to be non-biased but are extremely biased, because you know these liberal run magazines and media publications, they were leaning left. They were not into a Donald Trump. This is them eating crow and whatnot, or this is them just showing the quote unquote educated consumer that there's never really people against one another. It's almost like in sports when you see competing teams and then later on somebody's Instagram, those people that were in competition, they're at each other's barbecues. They the best man at the wedding, shit like you like, damn, these are fierce rivals on court. When they're in character, when they're acting, when they're being paid to do what they came to do, when they're on opposing teams. But when they blow the whistle, oh, we sniffing lines, hitting bumps together, taking shots and whatnot, sleeping with hookers, right? This is what they do on Capitol Hill. This is what the politicians do. It is one big stage, right? These are quote unquote, they call them bad actors and they call them actors. This is what is known as the theater of politics. None of these people really have beef with each other. It's one of the highest forms of showmanship. Okay. These people cannot necessarily break break character like certain other people in acting and whatnot break character. Politicians have to show, right? They have to stay in character the whole time. Never let them see you sweat. Never break character, because if you do, they could get rid of you like this. So Donald Trump on a page on the cover of the Time magazine. Okay. What subtly what's being said? There's so many messages is being sent around the world. There's so many messages by them naming him the person of the year. I heard that Bibi Netanyahu was in a running to be person of the year type shit. Regardless of what they're saying, this chart right next to you is giving you a prime example of who this man is, right? It's already been, quote unquote, he's already been studied by multiple clinical psychologists, psychiatrists, and they've come to a conclusion that he fits all of the indicators of what they call the dark triad, right? The dark triad of personality, which consists of Machiavellianism, narcissism, and psychopathy or psychopathy, right? Throughout this election season and throughout the 4 years when he was not president and he was basically getting locked up, they put him on trial. They're putting all of his information out there and whatnot. A lot of his secrets were revealed, things of that nature. People came to find out the personality of this man and how he fits all of these quote unquote tenets, which is not a horrible thing. This is not a death sentence. This is not, this is not me saying, oh, if you fit this category, that the world it's over for you. I'm saying that in this villain era that we live in and whatnot, you're being inundated with personalities that are just like that. And that personality is going to become exasperated. It's going to grow like gremlins in the next 4 years because it's literally the commanding energy that's plugged into the grid. So imagine them plugging Stripe. That's what they were trying to do in the Gremlin movie, right? Stripe was trying to plug up and he was trying to turn all of the Magwas into gremlins. So for all of the people in bro culture, you know what I mean? All of his cult, because there's a cult that's following Donald Trump now. That cult made every single state damn near in the union red. You feel me? That cult are very bloodthirsty. That cult consists of some demonic, psychotic, red-blooded, blood-letting individuals from across the pond and over here locally and whatnot. And they descend from a bloodline of terrorists who massacred, right, a lot of people on this land for their land. Okay, they call them evangelical Christians, Christian Zionists, and a few other names that they'll fall under, Christo fascists and whatnot. The majority of the manifestos that have been written by the likes of I don't know if Dylan Roof wrote a manifesto, but all of those people, the Buffalo shooter, all of them, even the one in New Zealand, all of them, damn near, they all have an underlying throughway to these groups and these supporters of Donald Trump. Okay? That's who the WASP, more than just the WASP, but they're literally crusaders that are ready to crusade right now. So that's what you're dealing with, right? And the leader of the free world, is their grand dragon. And, he's going to go from speaking in dog whistles to just speaking directly to them. It's going to galvanize his base. What he's going to radicalize, and then he's going to deputize, right? So dark leadership is killing organizations and making us miserable. So there's been a study that came out that showed that the majority of CEOs, right, have some of these traits called dark triad or dark tetrad. You know what I'm talking about? And to make it in the quote unquote Fortune 500 world where they say business is war and whatnot. So you literally have to be a little bit out of your mind and you literally have to be a little bit off your rockers, and you literally have to be able to turn off emotions and certain other things that restrict certain humans from going and pushing the limits and doing some of the things that will make you a billionaire company, or make you quote unquote top 5 and whatnot, or keep you on a Fortune 500 or the NASDAQ and whatnot. These individuals, we have the pleasure of watching them on cable TV at any time of the day, because the majority of these TV shows that are like popping and whatnot that people love to consume, like Breaking Bad, Walter White, like Power with Ghost, and then Tyreek, like American Psycho movie with Christian, what's his name? Christian Bale. Like even movies like Fight Club with Tyler Durden and whatnot. He was showing you that ego and the alter ego and stuff like that, right? The TV show Billions, right? The TV show Succession, The Sopranos with Tony Soprano, the Penguin show that just came on HBO and whatnot. When you were watching Narcos and they were giving you the lifeline or the life story of Pablo Escobar, you know, all of these people are celebrated in media and entertainment and whatnot. But what we don't understand that's taking place subtly, right, to our subconscious mind, is that they soften us up to the appeal of dark leadership. They soften us up to the appeal of the dark tetrad. They soften us up to the appeal of the quote unquote dark triad. So we like, damn, I got all these narcissists around me. I keep attracting narcissists and whatnot. I'm turning into a narcissist. And it's like, well, you're in that pool right now. You're swimming in said pool, and it may be affecting you because you're consuming so much of it. You feel me? You're consuming all of the darkness. You're consuming all of the true crime. You're consuming all of these damn near realistic murder mysteries and stuff like that. You're consuming some of these newer horror films like The Conjuring. There's some of the ones like what's her name? Annabelle. You know that there's some different weird shit. Then let's not talk about the people that go super duper deep into the dark shit, into the dark web. You know what I mean? Into the dark crystal. Let's not even talk about that. You feel me? So it's real in the field. You know what I mean? And you know, once again, the people in Hollywood, not to mention the Pentagon, who has an office in Hollywood, and the CIA, not just them, but we're talking about the people from the Franks, right? The people from the quote unquote satanic organizations and whatnot, the Crowley spinoffs, the Golden Dawns of the world. They are training the human minds to become desensitized, demoralized, dehumanized, and whatnot. And they're working on the public. You feel me? And they're turning the public into psychopaths. Henceforth, why there's been a rise in malefic crimes, not regular murders, malefic. Okay, the behavior of the average killer has changed and whatnot. It has gotten darker. The behaviors of the quote unquote average serial murder has become a little more heinous and whatnot. And then let's not even talk about the cartel and how they have interjected a lot of dark. They've imported a lot of that dark shit from Mexico over into the Americas. So there's a lot of people who are going down that dark quote unquote rabbit hole, and the streets is getting even darker with the dismemberments, the beheadings, you know, all of that type of shit, the acid tubs and shit like that. Like they're really going deep. So you have to be careful what you are normalizing. And they did it to us through the rappers and whatnot, because the majority of the rappers in these days and times, after radio stations and program directors like Ebro, who's being called out. Thank God people are on his ass, pause, and they're exposing him, and they beating him over his head and whatnot, and they're reminding him and their audience, certain people that are kind of viral, like Zip with the Drip. You know, he was holding a fire to Ebro's ass and saying, "Nah, bro, you were the program director. You brought all of this whack music to New York. You were the one who were co-signing the gangbanger rappers way before. This was when they first jumped on a Lil Wayne bandwagon, and he started that blood shit. And then the Dipset pushed it. Lil Wayne hopped on it, and then New York radio, they went and signed, you know, gangbanger rappers like Young M.A., right? Well, ooh, she's a blood. It was a few of them. It was a few of them. And then they was signing whack niggas too, like Mims and a whole bunch of shit. And they were diluting the pedigree, and they were diluting the stock of the New York rapper, the prototypical New York rapper and whatnot. They compromised them, you know, around the time when I was in the industry, when Hurricane Chris and Soulja Boy and all of that shit came in. It's been topsy-turvy ever since. So he's getting called out on that. He needs to get packed up, to be honest with you. They need to pack his ass up, send him back to LA or wherever, San Jose, wherever he's from. You know what I'm talking about? Wherever that nigga from, he needs to go back there and be banned from New York, because he brought a lot of destruction to the structure. And like so many people this year, they throwing rocks and hiding their hands, you know. And 2025 is going to be about out and those people. The main players got it this year, but the ones who threw the rocks and hide their hands like they wasn't right there, you know, receipts is dropping. And, you know, they're going to be the ones on trial. They're going to be the ones on the cross for 2025 and whatnot. Yeah, he tried to blame it on 50. And it's like, damn, I know niggas are smoking a GMO weed, but some of us got our memories, fam. We all not locked up, and we all not living out of town. Like, you know, and those people are on social media cooking him right now. Cooking him. Funk Flex, a bunch of them have their day is coming. It is of no coincidence that Mr. C, Fat Man Scoop, Big Cap, right? These are the DJs in New York. Some of the biggest ones, the biggest names, they're all gone. From like health issues and whatnot. You know what I mean? These are all, they were, you know, they all were underneath Funkmaster Flex. You feel me? They were underneath Funkmaster Flex and that goddamn DJ pool and whatnot. And you know, it's just weird that all of them are gone. You know? So let us continue. Man. So I guess this is what it's gonna be, right? My dude is gonna be the voice of the streets that's locked up because he ain't coming home. You know, it's a wrap. You know, Major L, you know, Major L. Part of the villain arc, you know, definitely part of the villain era, because people are going to be sympathetic to his plight. You feel me? And Little Durk has redeemable qualities. The fact that he may have to lay up for taking revenge on the ones that he lost, right? Because this new body is for his brother. He got an older brother who got taken from him, who got unalived. And then the other body was King Vaughn, who, you know, he had to slide for because that was one of the homies and whatnot. Now, the moral of this story and the lesson for those that are out there looking at this is that there's a quagmire. There's a fork in the road that you have to decide. Are you going to walk down this road, or are you going to stay moving in a certain direction? Because once you decide Once you decide that you're going to walk down a certain road, unfortunately, as we've seen, there's no turning back, right? There's no turning back. You said Chicago South Side, he coming home. I did say that y'all working with some type of I don't know if it's hoodoo from the south where they come from. I don't know if it's the waters and whatnot that surround y'all, but you know, I've seen you know, it's some magical qualities that those Chicago dudes have. You know, they walk through portals. Um, yeah, if you're gonna live that life, you're gonna have to take everything that comes with it. There's two ways that you know that life ends: is in the box or it's in the hole. You feel me? And you got to make the choice to, you know, that's something that you're gonna do, or you know what I mean? You just either toe that line, but one day you could get pushed over to the other side and get stuck there. You know, one day you could get pushed over to that side and get stuck there. So if you're doing that street shit, then you're gonna have to basically take everything that comes with that. And it's the warrior class, you know, but it's something that you're gonna have to live by. And this is a perfect example. It didn't matter, it didn't matter, you know. And to be honest with you, I still would say that the work that he did spiritual, I don't know this man. I'm not in touch with his family. I wasn't around him. But based off of what I've seen, right, and the fact that I could feel certain things, my intuition tells me, this is speculation, by the way, that the brother is on a spiritual journey, and that trial by fire is a part of that spiritual journey. Like I say, don't cry for him, because his real punishment would have been one right between those eyes right there. That's the real punishment. A hole right between those eyes, or somebody put two holes where those eyes are. That's the game over. You feel me? That's when you got a 0 on the test. That's failing the test. You feel me? When you can't be here no more. So he didn't necessarily fail the test, but he's gonna have to lay up. And where he's going to lay up, once again, he sent a lot of people to the pen. I'm just keeping it a buck with those lyrics and whatnot. Every fucking word is about a killer this, killer that. Like, he's literally going home to the bed that he made into a world of people who he said that he's the voice for, because he said he's the voice of the streets, and the streets are in jail. Okay, so Diddy went home, R. Kelly went home, Little Dirk went home. A bunch of them are going home. They're not dead. They're just going to the underworld. They're going into what is known as purgatory, out of sight, out of mind. You don't see them, but they somewhere around. Similar to like the spirit world. You don't see them, but they here. They're just in the underworld. They're in an under subterranean type of world, like Oz Cobb and the Penguin and whatnot. He was under the ground, underworld. These dudes are locked up in storage and whatnot in some warehouses all around America, like batteries and shit. And they are powering up the people that are in those jails, because Little Dirk going to the feds and Puff Daddy and the feds, that's empowering the feds. If you understand what you're seeing, that's empowering the feds, bro. So the same way they got a whole bunch of lecturers in the joint right now, you got master teachers in the max, nigga, on the yard. You got master teachers walking the yard. You feel me? In mad different compounds. So yeah, Little Dirk. If somebody did something to my brother, I would ride for him. You feel me? On some warrior shit. You know what I'm talking about? If that's something that I said I'm in the street for life and there's no taking me out of it, then I'm riding. You know what I mean? And you got to go with the consequences that come with that. But this is the major L. When I do my wrap up, you know, drill rap took a loss this year. Drill rap is on the losing side. Drill rap is finished. You feel me? It's similar to what they did in Chicago when they took the OGs like Larry Hoover And then the young niggas, the rowdy ones, the hyenas took over. Same thing with drill rap. The little hyena niggas are taking over. Bloodhound, Jeff, Q50 and stuff like that. The little hyenas who gonna burn themselves out eventually, but they bodied that whole subgenre, especially from Chicago. If you still doing it, you corny. You corny. And all of the people who helped exasperate murder and damn near a genocide from behind their computer screens, once again, throwing rocks and hiding their hand. It's a lot of Europeans and whatnot from the suburbs, grew up throughout the last decade and whatnot, egging on murder, egging on homicide, egging on rappers killing one another, instigating, right? They did that. It was millions upon millions of them. Facts. They've been following these young black boys and whatnot, and they've been speculating on their lives. They've been betting on their lives. They've been fan dueling these niggas. You feel me? They've been helping in premeditative murders. They've been assisting in murders. That's what Twitter is. That's what all of their followers are. That's what these little white kids and these black niggas, the nerds and whatnot, these Poindexters and whatnot. Everybody has a part to play. All their hands is dirty. All their hands is dirty and whatnot. So that has to come to an end. I've rallied against it. I've spoken against it. I've educated about it. I've been honest with y'all. Like, yeah, I listen to that shit when I'm in the gym or when I want to get on demon time or something. You feel me? But I understand what it is, and it's part of the deaf culture. It's aesthetic nihilism. So what is aesthetic nihilism that we broke down? The brother A.A. Rashid is the one who coined that term. And when you talk about nihilism, you talk about a mentality where people have no meaning to life. There's like, why am I living? There's no meaning in life. That's nihilism, right? So the aesthetic nihilism in what is called the deaf culture or the modern day popular culture of hip hop or rap for that matter, it's all about death. It's all about nihilism. It's all about no feelings. It's all about emo. Like, we don't have no feelings. We could turn our feelings off. It's murder, murder, gang, gang. You feel me? No meaning to life, no reason to live, right? And that was the dominant I would say that was the dominant narrative. That was a dominant narrative for a lot of years in hip hop amongst the youth. We're not talking about these old niggas. I'm talking about the desired demographic that major corporations and billion-dollar, trillion-dollar corporations are pitching to. That is 12 years old up into 25. If you don't fit inside of those demographics, you're literally likely on the outside looking in. You're not part of this, quote unquote. You're not a part of that demographic, that desired demographic. But if you are around the 12-year-olds, if you're around the 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20s and all of that, then you'll see how them being pitched to by billion-dollar corporations like McDonald's, like Universal, like Sony, you feel me? Like Nike, you know what I'm talking about? All of these things, right? All of these billion-dollar corporations, they're pitching to that demographics and they're feeding off of their quote unquote they're programming them and they're feeding off of what they being programmed off of. So they you know, if I was an investor, they would be like, yo, invest in the private prison industry. These niggas are going to jail like it's going out of style. You know what I'm talking about? We're gonna flip these niggas like a stock. You would invest in funeral homes. You would invest in certain things because that's how the investors in these that the shareholders at Universal, they know where they put their money at to make more money off of these niggas and the niggas that follow them. Okay, put money in the people who got Ozempic in that company. Put money in the company that deals with the guns and whatnot. All of that shit. They know how to get money off of our people. Dysfunction is a $1 billion industry. Black dysfunction, that is. $1 billion industry. You feel me? So they don't make no noise about noisy niggas, and they don't make no noise about the noise that y'all making because they're making money off of it. Why would they want why? You know what I mean? They just want to contain it, but they're gonna let you do all of the buffoonery and play yourself. They're gonna let you do all of that. Show that money off on Instagram. Yeah, talk that shit. Threaten them niggas. Yeah. Crash out. Walk them down. You know what I'm talking about? And they just get their bread. It's more beneficial than trying to fight the power and stop the violence. You feel me? Niggas is too far gone for that. So they just make money off of you. And let's not talk about the Democratic run cities where they turned into killing fields, and how the politicians they know how to make money off of the death and despair of the youth. You know, they know how to they monetize that. They've monetized that. It's like a pork stock. You feel me? It's like a pork stock. Yeah, the private prison parlays is going crazy. You know what I'm talking about? You know, talk about Drake's op list. Yeah, I'm gonna pull up the Drake op list before we get up out of here tonight. So this is the face of drill rap right here. This is the face of Chicago drill rap. Chief Keef gets the W for 2024, and Little Durk gets the L. It's just the way that the ball bounced. You know what I mean? If you're a stan, don't take it personal. But that's how we observe it and whatnot. And the culture had died this year. You feel me? And he was on his John Wick shit. You know what I mean? He was cleaning shit up. It's almost like Wayne Grove in Heat, right? I wish that nigga didn't go back to try to get Wayne Grove. He would have been able to get on a plane and get up out of there with his little boo, right? Robert De Niro we're talking about. But he went back to get Wayne Grove, and Wayne Grove was the shit that stuck him in the quote unquote quicksand. So Wayne Grove is Rondo for Dirk. Wayne Grove is Rondo, and Wayne Grove was whoever killed his brother, his older brother. He had to crash out, you know, but he been talking feds for years. So he's spoken into existence. Let him be the voice of the feds. They need that nigga. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Don't cry for him. He didn't get his shit pushed back. Yeah, D-Thang, his brother. He's still alive. He's still breathing. And they need him behind the wall. You feel me? Like they need Tory Lanez. They need those pep talks. You know what I mean? They need the P. Diddy pep talk. They might even need Hova behind the wall. You feel me? They might even need Hova behind the wall. So wherever people's fate leads them, then that's where it leads them. You know what I'm talking about? It is what it is. But check this out.
So this guy is currently making history on social media right now, and I've never seen anything like this in my life. Keep in mind, it's only been a couple days, and Luigi Mangione already has a crypto coin that reached up to $76 million in market cap. People are literally hanging him up on their Christmas tree, and now everyone is scrambling to find the jacket he was wearing in this video. Now, one source says he was wearing a Levi's Sherpa line jacket, which is around $225, and it's now surging in sales, with 6,000 people viewing it at the same time online, with hundreds of them being sold. And when you go to New York, people are holding a look-alike contest. I guess you just dress up like him, and whoever looks like him the most wins. There's a bunch of footage online, and the memes are the worst part. I mean, you can't go on social media without finding a Luigi meme or a Sopranos meme. I mean, what a wild time to be alive.
So once again, the villain era is amongst us, right? The villain era is amongst us. They have popularized the villain. The villain is now the hero, right? Something as heinous as a murder, right? Taking somebody away from their children and whatnot. You feel me? Something as heinous as a murder, people are celebrating it, and they're like, yo, that's my hero. He could do no wrong. Okay? So there's been parts of the manifesto that has leaked online. Whenever you see any of these cases and the killer has a manifesto, then it's never about the killer and it's always about the manifesto. Okay? It's once again, it's never about the killer and it's always about the manifesto. The manifesto is sort of like it's the prompt programming. It's what they leave behind to prompt the next killer. Okay? People read it, they obsess over it, they become it, right? That's what a manifesto is. Unfortunately, the drill rappers manifesto is their mixtapes, it's their albums, it's King Von's lyrics. The manifesto of this guy is some shit that doesn't rhyme, it's not poetic, it's just written out, but it's the same type of manifesto. If he would have been a martyr, it would have rang even louder. If he would have been a martyr, it would have rang even louder, because once you shed blood and you spill blood for a cause and you leave behind your thoughts and you leave behind directions and you leave behind your research, that's your manifesto, and that becomes infectious amongst unsuspecting people, fans, followers, and things of that nature. Henceforth, why they attempt to try to hide the manifestos of these killers. Most famously, the last one that I read was the shooter in Buffalo, the one who went into the Buffalo supermarket and unalived like 10 melanated people. I believe Dylan Roof had a manifesto. There's a manifesto from a mass murderer of 51 people over there in Christchurch, New Zealand, and whatnot. This is what they do. This is what they do. So while they got everybody blind about, oh, is he the shooter? Is he not the shooter? Did he did this? Did he did not do this? They're running around spreading that manifesto all online, right? They're creating quote unquote cults around this man and whatnot. They have quote unquote Facebook groups. The merch is going crazy and whatnot. Okay. They have internet sleuths online with whole subreddits and whatnot trying to prove that he has been framed and whatnot. You feel me? Just to show you, Luigi Mangione and the dark truth behind our reaction to his arrest. So it's just going to show in this article that, you know, the fact that he's being fawned over, right? The fact that he's being quote unquote obsessed over and whatnot and turned into some type of internet celebrity, it just gives you a little bit of quote unquote you know, it gives you the temperature of the mind state of Americans, how desensitized to darkness we've become, and how much we are drawn to the villain. And Donald Trump isn't even president yet. So moving further into his presidency, you're going to be seeing things like this that you probably never really seen before, where they're going to be romancing over people who kill based off of their looks. You feel me? Based off of how they look and whatnot, or based off of the fact that they may have something, or it may be perceived that they have something that somebody else doesn't have, like the masses and whatnot, you know? So, yeah. The CEO was desensitized, right? So it just goes back into the blurring of the lines to prove is he's a villain to one, but a hero to another, right? So that's where it becomes kind of what they call a quagmire, right? Because a villain to some, a hero to others. It's Robin Hood. You feel me? That whole Robin Hood. So there's a blurring of the lines and whatnot. Okay. So that's just what that is showing. A lot of shit doesn't really add up with this case, but I'll allow it to unfurl and whatnot as we close out the end of the year. This is great for the epilogue, bro. This is a great way to end this quote unquote very, very volatile and unexpected and explosive year of 2024. So you know, they did a little thing with the symbolism, right? Because he was plugging, they were plugging the whole Lion King thing with him. You know what I'm talking about? Uh yeah, they did have a GoFundMe, and I believe they pulled it down. They had a GoFundMe for him, and they pulled it down, you know. If he was black, he definitely wouldn't be lifted up like that. You know this. You know what I'm talking about? You know that he wouldn't be you know, they wouldn't be holding it up. Supposedly a pic of his private was leaked, right? Yeah. You feel me? So they're doing all of these things through the media, and you know, his family runs part of Baltimore County, Maryland. You feel me? Like you know, McDonald's was a proud sponsor. McDonald's is back in the new, you know what I mean? Like McDonald's is catching W's these days. So, you know, America romanticized Ted Bundy, Charles Manson. You- so the McDonald's box that he's holding right there, it has a picture of the Lion King, right? So there's a new movie out, and coincidentally, Beyonce and Blue Ivy, they in the movie and whatnot. And you know, Jay-Z showed up for a premiere with his daughter and his wife and Tina and whatnot. And he was looking, you know, visibly unbothered and whatnot. He was looking visibly unbothered from what I seen. You know what I mean? Some of y'all might have caught an angle where he was giving the nervous Jay-Z face, but you know, he popped out in public. And this show of support was very important, because if the Mufasa premiere happened and he didn't pop out, and it was only Beyonce, Tina, and Little Blue and whatnot, then it would have been, you know, Tasha K would have been up on a 24-hour subathon. You feel me? And you know, people wouldn't have been stopped. You know, Bella Sloan would have been out there cooking. You know what I mean? And people wouldn't have stopped talking, because they would have been like, "Oh my goodness, it's over with. It's over with." You said Blue looked mad nervous. Larry Johnson. Oh yeah, Larry Johnson is on that nigga. Damn boy, I don't know what he did to Larry Johnson. They used to live together. Is that the guy that used to live with him? Pause. Was that his roommate? Was that his roommate though? You feel me? Sloan Bella would have pulled up, and she would have had a fucking she would have had a bonnet on, because they'd have had to wake up late at night and just start cooking this dude, because if he didn't show up to Mufasa, yeah, he would have been looked at like Scar. You know what I mean? So they're holding face, but all the only thing, look, they talking greasy to these celebrities because they seen the sex tapes, man. They talking the white boys is talking greasy because they seen the smut, man. They seen the tapes. You feel me? I know that type of language. I know that type of bravado that these lawyers is talking with. Like, all he has to do is to be in one tape, bro, and it's over. This is the house of cards that if this shit come tumbling down, it's gonna be like the Twin Towers, bro. These are the Twin Towers of New York, Black Power, or New York financial power. These are the two Twin Towers of the world trade, right? Because they both help the world trade of Negroes, not just in New York, but all around America, right? They dictate the trade. These are the two Twin Towers. If building number 7 falls, if they drop one piece of motherfucking content, my nigga, and my dude is doing the it's over, Hover. I promise you. You know what I mean? And what I mean by that is the House of Cards is the NFL deal. The House of Cards is the casino that's coming up. The House of Cards is all of that slick shit with Disney and Mufasa and Beyonce. The House of Cards is the liquor line. The House of Cards, well, the weed shit already dried up. He lost the weed shit. You feel me? He lost the weed deal. The monogram. Ain't nobody smoking no shit called monogram. We need more grams in the monogram, family. And it's over, Hova. Like, he better not let one leak tape come out. He better not be humping somebody, because if they show any proof that he was not being the husband that y'all see him with Beyonce, because remember, niggas forgot about Jay-Z with the fade. It's Jay-Z Basquiat right now. You know what I'm talking about? It's Jay-Z Basquiat right now. So if they see any remnants of Sean Carter, the nigga from the projects that drink quarter waters, oh yeah, it's over, Hova. He has more to lose than Diddy. But it's not gonna take much. And they said that the lawyer who he's going after and who's going after him, like the lawyer is a hitter. He's not, you know, he's not them niggas in Atlanta that try to cook Young Thug. Yeah, this is Basquiat Jay-Z. Heavy on the Basquiat, right? The Basquiat Jay-Z, Hove the painter. You know what I'm talking about? Vegan Hove is not seen in this type of light. This is post-ether Hove. This is Marv. Ever since that nigga wore the Marv suit, it's been downhill from there. Facts. Who could remember that? The whole hip-hop industry has not been the same since the last Jay-Z brunch. Yeah, this is slutty vegan Hove. You know what I'm talking about? This is Hove and Beyonce is the slutty vegan. You know what I'm talking about? But ever since he wore that Marv, my niggas, it's been downhill from there. I don't know what type of energy Marv is holding, but Marv wasn't it. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? The pimp god Sherrod was like, strike him down. Fuck, wipe him down. Strike him down. This nigga popped out with the Marv. That's a forbidden color in LA, I guess. Because it's been going downhill from there. You know what I'm talking about? He can't show that Marv again. It's a slippery slope. It's a slippery slope. But yeah, he can't afford nothing to come out. He needs a royal flush. No Dirtington. You know what I mean? Because keep in mind, they didn't even release no DURK yet. They didn't release the Swiffer. You know what I'm talking about? They just made accusations. And hit dogs bark. Niggas start barking. You know what I'm talking about? He start barking. So, you know what I'm talking about? This nigga started barking. Hit dogs bark. I don't know why he started barking though. You know what I'm talking about? But shit, we gonna see either in the season finale, nigga, or in season 5. It's coming. So check this out.
Some of the Kendrick stans have been posting shit like telling me they're gonna take out my family on like pictures of my child, my daughter. God. You surprised by this? This is the nature of the game.
Yeah, social media.
Yeah, social media. It's like, but he says that line. He says that line. His parent, his friend, some of his fans, the majority of his fans don't do anything. The majority of his fans are just like, they like hip hop. They think he's a great musician. But the most extreme ones, on a picture of my 8-month baby, are going, you better take security everywhere because I'm coming for your whole family. And this is like multiple. Crazy. So to me, that person, I don't blame Kendrick. We can't control what our fans do. But that person, I go, you're talking about my kid, man. Like, I have to screenshot you, know who you are, and if I ever see you,
you can't play with it. Yeah, you can't play with it. No, I'm with you. 100%. That's why I don't feel no remorse.
I feel no remorse. Like, yo, you talked about someone's child,
you should have learned from Pusha T. Right. He did the same thing to Pusha T. You want to mention people's fiance, and Kendrick took his belt off and whipped your ass the way he gonna whip Schultz's ass. If he did that to a half a white man, imagine when he was doing a full one. You know what I'm saying?
So this is what we getting in 2024. A lot of throwing rocks and hiding hands. A lot of throwing of rocks and hiding of hands, right? That's the moral of the story. I guess that's how we supposed to wrap this year up and whatnot. A bunch of throwing rocks and playing victim. Where does that come from? I mean, what fucking planet has a line that got niggas out here acting like they're victims? I really don't get it. This level of non-accountability and whatnot, where does it come from? Because Drake did it, Billy Graham did it, Andrew Schultz is doing it. A few people is doing shit like this in the public, and I'm wondering how, Sway. How?
I'm just saying.
Say whatever you want.
And then for the journalisms like Charlemagne, who were adamant Drake stands and whatnot, the people that were riding the Drake coattail and whatnot, the people that were OVO hoes, now they miraculously turned into Kendrick fans. Now, miraculously, these niggas are waiting for the Super Bowl to happen. I'm really confused. Yeah, peekaboo. Like, how, Sway? How are you niggas transforming like this in front of us? Y'all literally was talking down on this man. Y'all literally was trying to save Drake from the inevitable. Y'all was giving this nigga mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all were putting the pieces back together and whatnot. Y'all were trying to reanimate this nigga. And now we get this. And this is across the board. I'm seeing it on socials. I'm seeing it with these personalities. I'm seeing it with these fake influencers. Nah, you made your bed. Why don't y'all stay in it? You know what I mean? Stand on your mother. You know what I mean? Stand right there. Like Debo told Red. Stand right there.
What about me?
Mustard. So, for my elders that's out there, my OGs in the audience and whatnot, there's this thing called Black love, right? And there's a couple and whatnot in the culture, and they like the poster childs of what they call Black love. And when it comes to what they call Black love, it's really like a nice way of saying thug love. You feel me? It's a real way of saying thug love and whatnot. Like, you know, Black love in this situation is I'm gonna hold my man down, you know, or for that matter, I'm gonna hold my wife down when she doing a bid. Because this lady right here, her name is Remington Ma, okay, short for Remy Ma. And her husband, his name is Papoose, short for Papoose. And Papoose, ladies and gentlemen, is considered to be a real one. You feel me? He has integrity, allegedly. You know what I'm talking about? He holds it down for his lady, and he was publicly embarrassed in the year 2024, where his wife that he married in matrimony had a public affair with an ashy rapper and whatnot. And they've been denying it all the way up into today, or yesterday for that matter, when the story broke at 4 a.m. that Papoose was sleeping with a boxer, a lady named Charlize Shields, right? Clarissa, right? Clarissa Shields and whatnot, who has mad belts, and she's nice with her hands, and she's easy on the eye, right? But this is the nigga with the ashy knuckles, Papoose, and he actually knocked out her. She knocked out her boyfriend. So it's his ashy knuckles and Clarissa's ashy knuckles. I mean, you know, I'm on some OnlyFans type run up the bag type shit. Like, I would pay to watch them fight. I would pay to watch a little bit of Clarissa boxing Papoose with no, but nah, they both got hands. I think it's a W for Papoose and whatnot. This is a W move right here. They need to go ahead and make that official. You know, Remy Ma with the L. You know what I'm talking about? Remy Ma with the L. And yeah, she's melting down. This is a great crash out. You know what I mean? What a way to end 2024. But check out the fact when she got exposed by Geechee Gotti in a battle earlier this year. Check this out.
Interview, he show his admiration and tell the world how his woman the greatest. Nigga, he held you down in prison for 6 years. I know it was nice, he cried big tears. He stood by you by your biggest accomplishment, front row, giving you big cheers. Now y'all got a beautiful baby girl who oh so amazing. He be damned if he lose you to this bozo with braces. Nigga, hey, the world ain't never supposed to know what you and me going through. But this nigga behind closed doors running his mouth like a hoe supposed to do. Got niggas making blogs and YouTubes, people arguing in the comments if those posts is true. Cause them TMZ and Shade Room outlets, they only know you. Listen, should've fucked with me, I wouldn't have ran my mouth. He took you out to eat the best foods. When you ain't feeling good, he put you back in the best moods. Yeah, he knocked him out cause he be damned to keep seeing you get stepped to by some nigga he socked out and stood over like a step stool. If you think he didn't love you, he would've put up with all of this shit. Yo, Papoose. Yes, sir. That's how you talk to your bitch, nigga. As soon as I saw the NDA, I started instantly laughing. Like, why would I need to sign an NDA if nothing didn't actually happen? I mean, between you and Papoose, why would we need an NDA if nobody didn't attack you? I mean, ain't that true? You said that's facts. We said you got your face smacked. You told us that was straight cap. So why would we need an NDA unless it's true that when you got hit, this nigga dropped ASAP? Hey, Jack, wait. Face facts. He get PTSD and nervous anytime a nigga say Pap. This nigga's a fucking geek. He ain't from no fucking streets. One swing knocks you off your fucking feet. Your NDA should stand for nigga duck at least. Who he thought I was though? What? I'm sorry, Remy. I didn't want to do this. I'm so sorry. I love you.
So yeah, man, there goes Black Love, man. Black Love took an L. People were rooting for Remy and Pap, you know what I mean? In case y'all not familiar with their story, you know, you had people, they believing in love again, you know what I mean? They seeing them, they living vicariously through them and whatnot. And the sister Remy Ma, you know, she cheated down. You know what that means? That instead of getting somebody that was more lit than Papoose, she went with a dusty mid-tier battle rapper. You know what I'm talking about? And Papoose ends up with a 29-year-old with 5-time gold medalists. 2 of them are Olympic, not Olympic. She held 4 different world titles in 2 weight classes, and she's a whole MMA fighter. You know what I mean? So, you know, you win some, you lose some. You know what I'm talking about? You win some, you lose some. You know? He's calling her narcissist. So back to now that we're in the realms of L's and whatnot and losers, and you know, once again, we closing out this season with a motherfucking bang. You know, Karma in 2024, you know, that shit was faster than I Show Speed. You know what I'm talking about? Because it was catching up to motherfuckers before they could blink. So Floyd Mayweather, right? Polite's man's in him, you know, he's been showing his undivided support for the murderous, villainous, you know what I'm talking about, heartless Zionists, right? And he literally stepped into some shit that he really didn't have no business stepping into, to be honest with you. Like, there's a war going on outside, and them people got real ops, and they really out here killing babies and whatnot. And they really got beef outside of America. Like, America is the only place that's literally protecting these fools and whatnot. But when you go outside of America, where the majority of the people are melanated, they banging on, is it real? So Floyd Mayweather thought that he could go to the UK and just floss and walk around, not realizing that the strength over there on the Islamic side is too strong, and they ran the man up out of there. You know what I'm talking about? Put the big pressure on him, and I even heard he might have got snuffed.
man. Oh, man.
Man them.
Oh, man.
Man them. Man down on them. The man them. You know what I'm talking about? Ran them up out of there. You feel me? And you know, that's to me, that's a good way to tell people, mind your fucking business. You know what I'm talking about? Mind your business. Mind the business that pays you. You sticking your nose into situations you don't have no idea of, hoeing yourself out to a people that's gonna basically hoe you out and been hoeing your people out since day one. You dig? So we don't respect shit like that. Now check this out. What a way to end the season and whatnot. We started the season with this nigga jumping over the bench, attacking a judge. And the minute we saw that, this is before Cat Williams, we was like, oh nah, 2024 finna be lit. You know, if this is any indication, this is the nigga that set it off. He was the one, the ancestors turned they turned him up. You know what I mean? He was a great divine speaks through signs. They had him jumping like a cricket, you know what I mean? Over the bench. Just to show you that the law, the aberrability, all of that shit was disrespected. All of that went out the window in 2024. The republic was restored.
I'm not a bad person. I'm not an evil person.
This is also an indicator of mental health too. You feel me? This is also an indicator of getting your mental health in order, because you don't want to be the next nigga that a parasite sends over a bench attacking a judge, or you get MK Ultra and whatnot, and something takes over your mind. You don't want that. Please hit the like button.
31-year-old Dioba Redden pleads for leniency before a judge sentences him for this. An attack on District Court Judge Mary Kay Holthus as she sentenced him in January on a charge of attempted battery. Redden running up and jumping over Holthus's bench.
I'm not making excuses for my actions. I'm saying I'm not a bad person. And I know that I did not intend to kill Mary Kay Holthus. I know I cared about her well-being.
Holthus and a courtroom marshal both injured in the attack, leading prosecutors to charge Redden with attempted murder. During trial in September, Redden agreed to plead guilty, with the stipulation he's mentally ill.
I saw nothing but red, and I don't remember doing anything except for jumping on top of her and doing this to her robe. I was like, why are you doing this to me? That's what I wanted to ask her, if I think I know myself, but I'm not really sure.
He made a conscious decision to kill me and made every effort to succeed. If he had his way, he'd be facing a sentence of life without the possibility of parole for murder.
Prosecutors reading a statement from Holthus during Tuesday's sentencing, Redden crying as his attorney explained his client's years-long battle with schizophrenia.
This is a person that can and would be able to do it given the appropriate help from a psychologist and mental health counselor.
As she handed down her 26 to 65-year sentence, the judge in this case saying this attack was one on all judges.
It was not just retaliation for an attack upon Judge Holthus. It was also an attack on the judiciary.
With credit for time served, Redden will be eligible for parole in the 2050s. He'd be in his mid-50s by then. I'm David Charnes, 8 News Now.
Days after the attack in January, Judge Holthus continued the hearing, sentencing Redden to several years in prison. Today's judge ordering this new sentence to start after that time on that case is fulfilled. The judge also today ordering Redden to pay more than $60,000 in restitution to the court employees who had to take time off from work after that attack.
Yeah, mental health, you know, because they not going for that.
YouTube.
So this video was just highlighting another W for the year. I've been talking about the rise of the streamers. I've been talking about the rise of what is called the creator economy, the rise of the prosumer. And, you know, they've been releasing a ton of tools and whatnot, AI tools that are revolutionizing the game. So 2024 was a revolution or evolution of the digital world. The evolution will be digitized, and it reached a whole nother notch this year. Okay, a whole nother notch this year.
Helped decide who became president. Donald Trump went on 14 podcasts and got over 100. YouTube helped decide who became president. Donald Trump went on 14 podcasts and got over 124 million views. And YouTube, at the center of it all, was the leading platform with 80% of all the streaming consumption. Rumble was in second place and Fox News was in third. There's declining viewership when it comes to traditional media. Stats reveal that YouTube is the #1 most watched platform in US. This Wall Street Journal article revealed when Donald Trump sat down with Joe Rogan, the episode drew more than 45 million views on YouTube and over 25 million listens across Spotify and other platforms. And ultimately, they said that new media is leaving and the old guard behind. Podcasts are exploding, TikTok is a news source, and traditional media is shrinking in reach and influence.
We're all entering our prosumer era, and it's changing how we interact with brands, how we interact with creators, how we consume content, and how we make a living. Internet 1.0 is all about consumption, and 2.0 was about consumption, but also creating and making it easier to share your work. And now we're just in Internet 3.0. We're just at the point now where it's not consumption and creation only, it's ownership and the ability to generate anything. And this is creating new ways for people to participate with brands and creators, but also make a living. So on the brand side, you're seeing headless brands like Hire, which are creating tools for people to generate on-brand artwork, and they can then sell that artwork, participate with the community, or own the token. And this creates a flywheel where there's more exposure and the token price goes up. You're seeing the same thing with memes and meme coins, where people are generating or creating artwork and then they spread these memes on social. And if they go viral, people that are either affiliated or unaffiliated with the project can spin up a token and people can speculate on that. The prosumer era delivers on what the creator economy craze couldn't. And I hate that buzzword now, but you're at the point where creation isn't a barrier. You can generate anything, you can share it on social, and people can buy, sell, speculate, or whatever they want to do and make a living off of that.
So this is this is generated by AI tools. This video that you see right here, all generated by AI tools, what they would call digital assets. Okay, these are digital assets.
People often wonder what astral travel truly looks like. Imagine closing your eyes and feeling your consciousness lift, rising beyond earthly limits, drifting freely as if guided by a gentle cosmic current. Colors and lights swirl around you, inviting you through an unseen gateway into realms beyond our own, where reality itself seems to expand and open, welcoming you deeper into the unknown. Beyond this threshold, the multiverse unfolds, a boundless tapestry of worlds, dimensions, and energies.
So for all of the students out there, right, remember they're paying $1,000 for 1 million views on places like TikTok. Right? You have the information because you've been in class for all of the years. You have an imagination. You have the downloads. You're being contacted. You have all of these things. We are in an era now. We're currently in an era of our digital economics, to whereas you now can create, right, short form video. And when that video either goes viral or when enough of it adds up and compounds and whatnot, you're going to be compensated through different platforms, YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, you know what I mean? Instagram, Facebook, Meta, you name it, right? So this is the creation era that we're in amongst the creator economy.
Each pulsing.
And our grand opening on New Year's in Atlanta for our new venue, this is what we're going to be catering to, and this is what we're going to be dealing with our creatives and whatnot, to create content that will become digital assets, and how to create our digital portfolios by creating assets, licensing these assets, and doing a lot more to tap into the 100 income streams that are out there right now.
With life and mysteries, you encounter shimmering landscapes, crystalline cities, and timeless beings, each resonating with an ancient wisdom that feels both foreign and familiar. In these realms, the boundaries of our world fall away. and thought alone becomes your means of movement, allowing you to drift effortlessly between realities, exploring without limit. Astral travel is far more than an escape. It's a journey into the heart of creation. This profound experience reveals a vast, interconnected universe, inviting you to see that each soul, each realm, and each fragment of existence is part of a cosmic web. It's a reminder that we are woven into something far greater, part of a timeless purpose that connects us all.
Yeah, imagine that on shrooms. So all of my creatives that are out there, I implore you to reach out to me and reach out to my team. Hit us up on IG. I just did a class on Tuesday with my good brother Spin City, all right, and it was a smash. Techno Tuesdays. The upcoming one on Techno Tuesday, we're gonna really drop some game. We're gonna really turn up. I've been getting a lot of emails, people asking me about the clone and everything. So the course that we did earlier this year, how to build your own digital twin in one day, we are offering it at 50% off. Discount code is Spin City. It's on KTLUniversity.com. KTLUniversity.com. We have it at 50% off for our KT aliens. All right. So you could tap in with that and start building your clones. This is what the clones look like. Now, keep in mind, I'm just keeping it a buck with you. These are day one clones, right? This is day one clones. I'm going to come back to you on day 30, right? By the end of this year, right? The end of this year going into 2025, I'm going to show you how much I've stepped it up and improved. But this is day one rendering of me as a digital clone. None of these images are me speaking like I'm speaking now. All of these are clones of me. This is all AI.
Love and light, Brother Red Pill. Reporting live and direct. We are on the cusp of a future breakthrough. Walk with me. Talk with me. Get this Beijington in real time. Know what I'm talking about. You die.
You dig? I don't know what's wrong.
Arrest Puff. They smoking on them billies like West Huff, 2024. The West Tough, the rest bluff. 8 on my right, 24 on my left cuff. Catch the fade like it's fresh cuts. Red or blue pillars, we the next up.
Red Pill's Mart 125 initiative, conceived as a digital revival of the historical Mart 125 marketplace in Harlem, focuses on fostering Black economic empowerment through entrepreneurship, collective economics, and a celebration of Black culture. Here's a breakdown of its key components.
So I know it looks spooky, but keep in mind it's day one. I'm going to perfect it. It's going to get even better. I'm going to put because those don't have my voice on it. It's going to get perfected. That's day one. That's day one, right? So imagine now faceless channels on YouTube where you have your clone speaking for you. Imagine quote unquote rapping clones. Like I prompted that with a few bars and it created a whole bunch of lyrics. You feel me? Like that's how far technology is going. And we are going to we're gonna walk y'all through. We're gonna show y'all, but you'll get to do that with the course that we have at 50% off and whatnot. Drop the link in the chat. My mods will drop the link in the chat for KTL University. This is our opening. This is Blue Pill with the announcement for our grand opening. We have a day party on. Let me bring that back real quick. My nigga in the middle. I got bars. He had bars. Hold on. Let me hear that again. Nah. Let me get to the shit. All right, check it out. This is open to the public as well.
New York's Brother Blue Port live and direct. We are here at the Bookstore Gallery Studios. We want to let you know that we have a day party for New Year's Eve coming up. That's from 2 to 7, $3.99. You can slide through for the day party for the debut of the Bookstore Gallery. That is on New Year's Eve. All right. Then afterwards, we have a paid party that is from 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. And you can get your tickets for that on rsvp.com. And we look forward to seeing you. Peace, love, and light.
Yeah, so that's a word from our sponsors on New Year's Eve in the downtown in Atlanta, 488 Edgewood. We're going to be having our day party. Doors are open from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. Free 99. All you have to do is RSVP with us. We have a link for you to RSVP. We have like 2 more slots open for vendors. And it's going to be lit. It's going to be a celebration. We're going to turn up. We're going to celebrate the year going into the next fiscal year. Yeah, that part. Good music, good food, good drink, good smoke, good all of that. And we're gonna be streaming on our Twitch channel as well. And we might even do a podcast or two in our podcast room. So Google is in the quote unquote has reminded. I mean, they've been in the quantum race and whatnot, but closing out 2024, they made one of the biggest announcements of this year. And going into 2025, it's basically taken a lot of people's eyes off of the raving of cryptocurrency and things like blockchain and AI and whatnot, and is refocusing the investors, the VCs and whatnot, on something that is going to be more lucrative than all of them put together, and that's quantum mechanics, quantum internet, and the quantum computer. And that falls underneath the umbrella of quantum supremacy, because whoever is able to gain quantum supremacy amongst what they call the superpowers, those are going to be the masters of the universe moving forward. So Google stepped up and was like, yo, our new chip is 10 septillion times faster than a supercomputer, right? And that's what kind of distinguishes Alphabet from like Meta and other companies, because Google is, they're part of they have a company called DeepMind, and they are the ones who are exploring the quantum computers and whatnot. And when you talk quantum, it's deep.
Did you hear that the multiverse and parallel realities is real? A few days ago, Google, its new quantum chip, Willow, proved that the multiverse is real. This chip was able to do in 5 minutes, which would take 10 septillion years. Bruh. You knew this. We all knew this, but seeing this come into our reality. Human resonance has been absolutely crazy. We're in the age of Aquarius. Astrologically, things are crazy. We got the freaking UFOs. You see, this chip proved quantum computation, where basically one thing can be several different places, parallel realities. It uses quantum bits. Imagine data, a vibration, an atom, either being a 0 or a 1 with quantum bits. The way that this chip processes, it can be both on and off. It can be both 0, 1, and beyond. And by doing this, it has to get its understanding, its knowledge from other parallel reality. Are we cooked or are we cooking? We are fucking cooking.
We are fucking cooking, guys. So the quantum quickening, we have a show coming up with the good brother Al-Kibalon 44, either Saturday or Sunday. I'll keep you updated, but we're going to be discussing this. All right. A church in Switzerland is using AI-powered Jesus for spiritual conversation, right? And then Google just unveiled a new AR headset with Samsung taking on Apple and Meta. Now, Apple took the L this year with the Vision Pro Quest because they had to discontinue it. Basically, I think it was Meta, Mark Zuckerberg, with his vision, with his Google, with his $300 AR glasses. He kind of like started the assault, and somebody took them down, and they're dead in the water and whatnot. So Google is popping out with an AR headset alongside Samsung. Samsung being one of the biggest rivals to Apple. I would short Apple if I was in the market right now. I would definitely short Apple because they're going to take a hit. You feel me? They're definitely going to take a hit because of the flop that they did with those AR goggles. But the AR augmented reality world is not over. The metaverse is not over. Virtual is not over. So this is a new twist on it, mixing it with quote unquote quantum. But yeah, they're getting busy with their quote unquote Project Bluebeam and their AI powered deities, right? Their AI powered deities. It reminds me of the TV show American Gods, right? Where they had Technology Boy and whatnot. and they were tapping into the digital deities and whatnot. So Google parent Alphabet hits record high after Trump taps Andrew Ferguson as FTS chair. Once again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not into the stock trade market, but Google though, yeah, Google, right, is looking crazy in terms of what they got. So, you know, once again, we're going to break down everything that you're seeing, from the UFOs in Jersey to the quantum computers to the quantum quickening. The brother has a name for the event that we'll be doing. The title is crazy. Shout out to Alkebalon 44. You know what I'm talking about? I really look forward to this Cookington. You know what I mean? But he's calling it Quantelligence. All right, Quantelligence. We're going to be dealing with Quantelligence coming up. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel and make sure that you know that you are, because we're going to be uploading and we're going to be doing drops and whatnot out of the blue. We're going to be uploading these videos. I'm working on the first in the series of the year in review. That's going to be an upload and whatnot. It's going to be a video essay. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you press the like button, and autocracy is loading. As you can see, all of these billionaires coming into the cabinet of Donald Trump, right? And Elon Musk becomes the first person to reach a net worth of 400 billion. Okay, so he literally could give $1 billion to each person. There's 8 billion people on the planet. Everybody could get 1 billion a piece. Each person could get 1 billion a piece, and he could still be up. Just to give you, well, not each person $1 billion. It's 8 billion. So, he got a lot of money, y'all. That's all I know. He got a lot of money. You know what I'm talking about? And we ain't out here pocket watching. But, you know, this is one of these evil geniuses, a South African, mind you. You feel me? With a very dark tetrad, a very egotistical dark tetrad type of mind and whatnot. So all of these things, yeah, PayPal Mafia is running the White House. All of these stories are culminating for this quote unquote coalescing of the culture, right? As we wrap this thing up, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, the quantum quickening on KTL is vital. Yes, if you didn't get that lecture, me and Blue Pill did that earlier in the year, the quantum quickening, that's giving you all of the information that you need to know about this quantum race that we're currently in right now. So go and check that out. That also is going to be on sale and whatnot. That's going to be 50% off on the quantum quickening. I will have all of those lectures that I spoke about earlier in the store on Buy Me a Coffee as well at the discounted price. So if you go to Buy Me a Coffee, Know the Ledger 44, if you buy me a coffee and show some support, you will have access to this PDF that I have right here that I've been reading all night. I'm going to add some more information when I get off of this show with the I got AI, the good brother Spin City. He helped me get a plugin, and the plugin is able to make a summary of the show, bullet points, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So I'm going to have an edited version of the study guide and Buy Me a Coffee available. It's at midnight. It's 10:30. It'll be available at midnight for all of my supporters, and you'll be able to claim it. It's going to be that the PDF is $4.44, and the lecture for the AI clones, that'll be $44 as well. And then also the lecture that I just spoke about, quantum quickening, that'll be available at 50% off. I believe that'll make it $11. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, gods and goddesses, and whatnot, I want to say thank you. So I'll break down these posters with everybody, with part every, because I just didn't throw people up there haphazardly. All of this has a meaning. It's my way of communicating. I'm a graphic designer. I'm an illustrator. and I have a design language and whatnot. So this whole poster is having a conversation. Even the losers, they're having a conversation. I'm not shooting in the wind, and I'm definitely not hating on nobody. If you had an L year, then you had an L year. You know what I'm talking about? It is what it is. You'll probably have a better year next year, but that's how it's going to be recorded in the record books. So this cover right here, kind of lit, I must say, but it's covering a lot. It's dealing with a lot. This year was a lot to hold on to. But as you can see with Cat Williams in the center of that universe and whatnot, he kind of stirred that pot. There's a few other people I got to throw in there. I might make a second cover because, you know, it's a lot of shit going on. I can't squeeze everybody in there. We missing Jaguar Wright. We missing a few people. Let me know who we missing on this front cover, and we'll make sure to we'll consider that. We'll consider that. You feel me? On the remix. You feel me? So, with that being said, how do you get the recap of the Super Sapien class? If you check your email for KTL University, put KTL University in your search, and you'll get there's an invite for you to sign up with your email. And everybody who bought the ticket, you get to sign the email up, come over to KTL University, and you'll be able to watch it for free. It's yours. Charleston White, I'm still on the fence about Charleston White. You know, Charleston White, I'm still on the fence. You said we missing Meg. Meg is over there with the losers. You see her right there with the blue suit on. You know, and the reason why she gets the L is because of the Tory Lanez thing, and the fact that she helped to tank this lady's campaign. There was nothing positive. People was like, "Oh, I'm going to vote now." I seen Meg Thee Stallion twerking. You know, she caught the quote unquote. She was like, "Yo," they were like, "Who the fuck? Why the fuck? How the fuck? What?" TD Jakes. Yeah. Cooking with Kaya is missing. Yeah, I'm not that familiar with the lady. You know what I mean? I might put Arlette with the balloon. I should have put a balloon in there. YSL Woody should be in there somewhere. But there's winners and there's losers. You feel me? There's winners and there's losers. You know, Vibes Cartel is in there somewhere. You know, Shabuzi was a winner. He put up a record. Young Thug was a winner, even though he took the worst deal in history and whatnot. He climbed up out of the underworld without going to jail for life, right? Kai Cenat, that goes without saying. The aliens that popped up in the Miami Mall, them niggas been winning all year. They over New Jersey flying drones and got the white man scared of them. Trump as Homelander, Kung Fu Kenny is on the top. That's my Easter egg. You see him all the way on the top with the little Kung Fu shit. That's Kung Fu Kenny. And Kobe 24. Yeah, hang your jersey up 24 because this was the Kobe Black Mamba year. You know what I mean? This year is gonna get hung up in the rafters. This year was one for the rafters. This was a Kobe year. This was a fucking Kobe year. You know what I mean? Diddy is, where's Diddy at on the L? Diddy's over there on the L. Diddy took that L. You know what I mean? But this is just the biggest winners and losers. There's more to the ending of the year. This is just, I got to get this out the way because we got to be clear about who took the L and who caught the W. You feel me? And who caught the W. Yes, that watch. Yo, make sure y'all watch the Ross Ben that we did. Me and Ross Ben, he's part of the end of the year lecture. This is just going to be my segment. So I don't want to do an 8-hour lecture with him. And I'm going to do my segments leading up to it. I'm going to get some things out of the way. But when I get up there with Ross Ben that night, I'm going to bring you 2 hours of some fucking heat that's going to blow you away. That's going to get into the metaphysics of 2024. A lot of shit that we may have overlooked. I'm going to do it the way that I do it. You know how I season up my chicken. You know what I'm talking about? And Ross Ben is going to season up his quote unquote impossible chicken. And we're going to cook up. You know what I mean? We're going to cook up. You dig? Yeah, Uncle Murder is going to have an hour-long wrap-up. You said that I'm not doing, yeah. You know, the sports thing, you know, we will implement sports in a way, but yeah, you're gonna make your AI clone do lectures. Yes, Yes, that's the way. Shit. My AI clone is gonna retire me. I'm done. I'm hanging up my boots and let that nigga ride out for about 4 years while I sit back and cook up that impossible chicken. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, Bitcoin is on the winning side as well. You feel me? Bitcoin is on the W side. I'm gonna throw Bitcoin in there somewhere. XRP is in there. You feel me? There's a few people to get the W. I might put Clarissa Shields in there. Papoose for the win. Papoose for the win. City Girls down bad. You know what I'm talking about? City Girls down bad. You know what I'm talking about? But nah, yo, with that being said, I want to say thank y'all for your time. Thank y'all for your energy. Thank y'all for your presence tonight. Hit up the buy me a coffee. Buy your brother a coffee. You know what I'm talking about? Buy the guard a coffee. You know what I mean? That part. Oh, the Hawk Tour girl. God, you get your ass out of here. Hawk Tour. I will never want to see you again. They need to banish her forever. Get out of here, Hawk Tour. And if you niggas bought a crypto coin from a girl called Hawk Tour girl, you deserve to get the rug pulled on your ass. We spoke on red carpet. Yeah, we spoke on Blue Ivy on the red carpet. They said she was looking grown and whatnot. I ain't see it. She grew up. You know what I mean? But I was mostly looking at Jay-Z and his reactions. That people was glued on Papa Ivy, not Blue Ivy. They just grilled Papa Ivy. What that nigga moving around like. But with that being said, oh yeah. Make sure y'all get y'all drip on the mark125.com. These hoodies been going crazy. It's in hoodie season. We got Delbert Blair. We got C. Freemanell. We got Dr. Phil Valentine. Dick Gregory. Hold on, let me see. Valentine. I'm talking about Valentine for the Valentine. Yeah, go and get your drip. You know what I mean? Go and get. Matter of fact, we're gonna do a little commercial break, and then we come back and we're gonna wrap this thing up. Commercial break, y'all.
Brand new purple light, brand new purple light, facts, brand new purple light, red, and blue, purple light, facts. You can get to know the legend, sacrilegious, Sunday to melanin Monday. You can get to know the legend, my love. Just open your third eye on Thursday. Lord, the food, the art, the clothes, the Vatican's getting exposed fast. We put the show on the road. You better stay on your toes. I was till the land focused on the ego. Then I opened my heart, let go of the ego. Grand after grand, we're stacking up these C notes. Facts, yeah, we gon' put this shit on our backs. Facts, we in your city, pull up where we at. Peace, love and light, peace, love to the family. Peace, love and light to the family. Peace, love and light to the family.
These days and time, black man, is going to be the time that you have been waiting for. You came here for a reason. whatever pressure, whatever adversity, whatever the fuck you feel, I don't know what you feel, but whatever you may be feeling is going to push you and it's going to provoke you and it's either going to make you or break you, similar to how pressure busts pipes or the shit makes diamonds.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, with that being said, love and light to the family. We will see you this strong end. Like I said, I'm popping up with ELON. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. Peace, love, and light.
Red, blue, purple light, friends. Red, blue, purple light, friends. Facts. Red, blue, purple light, friends. Red and blue, purple light, friends. Facts. You can get to know the ledger, sacrilegious Sunday to melanin Monday. You can get to know the ledger, my love. Just open your third eye on Thursday. Lord, the food, the art, clothes, the Vatican's getting exposed fast. We put the show on the road. You better stay on your toes. I was till the land focused on the ego. Then I open my heart, let go of the ego. Grand after grand, we stacking up these C notes. Facts, facts, yeah. We gon' put this shit on our backs. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up where we at. Facts, facts. Peace, love and light. Peace, love to the family. Peace, love and light to the family. Peace, love and light to the family.
These days and time, black man, is going to be the time that you have been waiting for. You came here for a reason. Whatever pressure, whatever adversity, whatever the fuck you feel, I don't know what you feel, but whatever you may be feeling is going to push you and it's going to provoke you and it's either going to make you or break you, similar to how pressure busts pipes or the shit makes diamonds.